Alrighty. There we have it. Welcome to Midjourney Monday. Another Midjourney Monday. Our 6th Midjourney Monday. So we've been at it for about a month and a half now. Today we're going to talk about Describe. I was having some internet connection issues last week, so I am hoping and praying that it's going to work out better this week. And if not, whatever, I'm committed. I'll move and go sit closer to the router if I need to. So last week we talked about blend. This week we're going to talk about describe. I guess we'll see how many people we have join live to prompt with me. Describe is pretty straightforward, so we might not need a full hour to go through it, but if there's a few people in here and we're having fun, we'll just hang out. So I'm just making sure that I posted on Twitter to let people know that I'm live. Cool. So next time we'll talk about remix mode, and then we'll go about another month and a half through the rest of the features. So really excited to keep doing this with y'all. I'm having some changes in my personal life as it relates to my work schedule. I'm going to be teaching more yoga in person. So we'll see if I have to like change the timing on this, but I'm going to try to keep it midday on Mondays. So let's get into Describe. So I like Describe for when I'm kind of having writer's block in terms of what prompt I want to use. Basically, what Describe will do is you can, as opposed to using Imagine, where you type the text for your prompt, Describe lets you upload an image. And once you upload the image, it will come up with 4 prompts based on what the image is. So it's really cool sometimes to put an image in there and just kind of get your brain going in terms of some of the phrases and words included in the prompts that Midjourney will give you. So I think it's fun. So there's just a couple notes here that say Describe generates prompts that are inspirational and suggestive. It cannot be used to recreate an uploaded image exactly. So that's important to note, and that becomes quite obvious once you start using it. It's not necessarily, obviously, it's not duplicating the image. You're getting something inspired by the image you're uploading. And then the second point here says, Describe returns the aspect ratio for uploaded images. So that's good to know. I didn't really realize that, but it does make sense. So if you upload an image with this like a wide angle, horizontal image, like you'll get the same aspect ratio back in your prompt images. So this is easier to show than it is to explain, I feel. So let's just like get in here and start using it. My mom visited over the weekend and I was playing around with Midjourney with her, and this was a prompt that she came up with, and I we weren't expecting it to be so terrifying. Okay, so I'm going to upload an image into here using Describe. Since I'm on my computer, I'm just going to kind of pull something from I'm actually going to use some of my AI art. So this is a heavy hat. A heavy hat is a 1 of 1 that I have listed on Foundation as an NFT. So I've uploaded it using /describe, and now Midjourney has returned back 4 prompts that describe this image. So the first one says, these are pretty good. And I really I do love this because, and actually as I'm talking, I'm just gonna click on each of these, and what it will do is it will generate images for each of the prompts that it's given you. So I'm gonna just go through and do all four so we can compare them. But I do like doing this because sometimes you'll get, as it mentioned, just like interesting vocabulary and words that maybe you wouldn't necessarily use. Like for example, something that's standing out to me here: textural harmony, um, geological forms, crystalline, stone carvings, meticulous design, exquisite details, handcrafted design. So yeah, it's just interesting to see the different description words that maybe I wouldn't have necessarily put. I tend to use simpler prompts, or kind of use prompts that are incomplete sentences and a series of words that might not necessarily make sense sometimes. So it is interesting to see these. So let's check these out. Also, I am kind of intentional about including people in my artwork. So like my prompt, and you'll see their prompt number 4 says a woman in an orange hat. So I would have included the word woman so that we got a person in the photo, because you see in this first one, everything that we got is like a mannequin, or just like the hat kind of just like sitting. They are really cool. And they do look fantastic. Not particularly my style in terms of like artwork that I would mint as an NFT or maybe or post, but an interesting kind of rendition based on what I've uploaded. So let's go back and so this was the prompt for this one. Let's look at the second one. Okay, so this one we have a woman wearing. And you see we're getting stuff that maybe looks a bit closer to my work, especially this. I actually really love this. Like this is definitely something that I would post or mint. Like I love this. And I guess what I love about it is the textures. Like you can really, like, you can almost feel what this stone mass on top of her head feels like just by looking at it. So I particularly love that. This is interesting as well, the textures of the hat and cape or blouse. And we have like another kind of mannequin situation and more of a sculpture. So I actually really do love that top left a lot. So I'm gonna now you see we have the same buttons that we usually have, the upscale and variation. So I'm gonna upscale top left. All right, so here was the third prompt: a hat of a beautiful young woman. Wait, hat of a beautiful young woman wearing an orange hat. Okay, that's odd. Let's see, but we do get a woman in a hat, so they made their point. All right, so interesting textures and colors. We're getting lots of because the photo that I uploaded was oranges and blues. We're getting a lot of oranges and blues in these images. I kind of like this one. This one of all of them, to me, most resembles like stones or rocks, minerals. And then this is cool too. Lots of like intricate beading. So if you're watching live, I'm just kind of showing how to use describe. And if you just joined, this is the image I uploaded. It's AI art that I made using Midjourney. It's one of my NFTs. And now I'm kind of going through all 4 of the different prompts that it came up with based on it. So, and here's the last one. This is pretty this is pretty interesting. The words that are used here give us a much different feel. This rococo whimsy, opulent fabrics, and this last one, I don't even know what that means. Aquirax uno. I'm about to Google it because I need to know. Okay, so that means, wow. Okay, Aquirax Uno is a Japanese graphic artist, illustrator, and painter. His work is characterized by fantasized portraiture. Oh my god, I might have just discovered like might have just discovered my new favorite artist. I typed this in and I'm just kind of looking at the images, and wow, really cool illustrations. And as I'm looking at what we got here, I can definitely see how this might tie in. So let's check these out. These are interesting. Again, we're getting a lot of blue and orange. These are pretty. These have a really like soft feel. I don't necessarily love this. It feels too like editorial glamour shot to me. I do like this as well. This has like a very soft um and if you follow me on Twitter, you see a lot of the art I post. A lot of the art that I post has kind of like a soft feel to it. I like this too. It's interesting because I say soft feel, but there's always like rocks and texture and stones. And I love that about this one in terms of this hat situation. It's like these orange stones. So we got some. Okay, so based on our input image, I would say we got a pretty interesting variety of different prompts and outputs. I'm actually gonna upscale this third one. I kind of I like a few of them, so let's just make them a bit bigger. Check this out. Wow, I find this to be incredible. I love it. I really do. I'm definitely gonna post this one after we're done with our live stream today. And this too is just, I don't know, if you've seen my art, it's like, yeah, this is my vibe. I always have lots of blues and oranges. I like to have the textures of the stones. So by uploading my own art and using Describe, I have absolutely, it has resulted in more art that looks on brand and looks like something that I would make. So I like to use Describe for that purpose sometimes. And I don't know, there's controversy about like putting other artists' work into Describe. Um, and I guess it's up to you whether there's nothing stopping you from doing that. I don't like to do that. And I don't like to use artists' names in my prompts either. But it's interesting because I just left a comment on someone's post today because they were saying, oh, I don't use artist names in my prompt or whatever. And I was like, I don't either. But sometimes when I use Describe, the prompt that I get from Midjourney will have an artist name in it. And in this circumstance, Aquirax Uno, and I hope I'm not super butchering this. I didn't even know that was an artist name. I had no idea what that was. I thought for a moment that maybe it was like an art movement, or maybe it just was referring to something artistic in another language, but it's actually an artist. So something I have noticed in Describe is that you will get artist names in your prompt sometimes, and I find that interesting. So these are just the upscales. Oops! Oh my goodness. Let me zoom out. These are just the upscales of the ones we were just looking at. So let's use it again. If you're in the live stream, I'm using Describe. So for Describe, I need an image. So you're welcome to drop an image in the chat. You would have to, I guess, drop a link to it, and then I will download it and save it and upload it here. If you want to participate in it, oh, you don't have to drop an image. You're also just welcome to like type in words, and we can do some prompting from the images we get. But feel free to share an image. So I'm gonna, in the vein of kind of sticking with using my own art, I'm gonna use another one of my own pieces and feed it in here and see what descriptions we get. So all right, so this is an agate this is a man with agate crystals behind him, and this is from my one of my Tezos collections on objects. So a lot of my stuff is photorealistic, and there's a person and then there's crystals around them or on them. So let's look at the prompts that we got. And this is so fascinating to me to see like the prompts I get from Midjourney versus as the AI artist like knowing what prompt I wrote to result in this image. So again, I'm really fascinated by this whole exploration. So I'm just gonna go through and generate each of the 4 prompts that they gave, and then we'll kind of look at some of these words. And I can already tell that as I mentioned, Midjourney in Describe is giving me some artist names again. So let's start with this first one. Do I have any artist names in here? This one doesn't have artist names, but it does say solarization effect. That's interesting. I guess that has something to do with the coloring. So this one says man sitting in front of balloons holding an afro in the style of psychedelic rock. I find it interesting that it thinks all the agate crystals are balloons. I could see why it might think that. Okay, so despite the fact that it's not understanding that those are crystals, these are still kind of cool. If I were looking for, a guy with an afro in front of balloons, like these are very interesting. And also it's definitely picking up the color palette. It's picking up his afro and his sunglasses from the original image. Let's see what we're getting in the second one. Wow, these are okay. These are a vibe. Like, hold up. I need to make these bigger. Excuse me. Like, the fro, the fit, the flowers. This is a glamour shot. I really like this bottom one though. Like, I love the patterns on his turtleneck and his jacket, and like this, even the way his hair matches everything. Like, I'm loving all the orange, and I really like this too. This one is interesting because it's the first one where I'm seeing that I think we're getting a woman instead of a man coming through, which is interesting. And this is just cool, like awesome furniture. Something weird happening with the legs, like definitely looks like she has one leg here. Okay, another cool one. Interesting chair. And again, not picking up on the crystals, like kind of getting balloons and orbs. Um, Nice suit situation going on. Okay, so from some of these, I'm going to upscale a couple that I like. I do like this bottom. And if you're here with me, if I was, as we're looking at these, if there's any you want to upscale or do variations of, this is definitely a collaborative. Oh, collaborative situation. I swear these just kill me. Okay, an orange leather dress and sunglasses, makeup on the man. So like this one is just, there's a lot going on in here. In the style of a psychedelic portraiture, Afro Caribbean influence, photo montage, light purple and amber, swirling vortexes. I like that. Troubadour style. It's another one I have to Google. Midjourney teaches me a lot. Troubadour style. What is that? All right, Troubadour style. This is an art movement. 19th century idealized depictions of the Middle Ages and Renaissance. Oh my God, that explains why we're getting this Prince energy in the bottom right. Like, oh my God. This is giving Prince. Like, oh my God. I kind of love it. This scarf, like this, I don't, ruffled scarf, like, so good. Okay, I do like the backgrounds. What did it call them? Swirling vortexes. So sometimes using describe is interesting because the language that you'll get, like I said, it's just like words you would never use, and then you can pick up, the terms in the language and the visuals that you like, and like use. This hair is so good. Like, I wish my hair was had this much volume. Okay, I kind of love this bottom left, I think, is my favorite of this bunch here. All right, was that all of them? I think so. So I did upscale a couple. So here was one. Yeah, no, I do find it fascinating that none of them picked up on. Oh wait, here's another one we didn't look at. None of them picked up on the crystals. It's not understanding that those were crystals. All right, this is fascinating. We're getting a bit more surreal. This is a little creepy. Like, what is going on there? Again, we're getting like balloons. Okay, interesting. Now the afro is pink. Okay, getting a kid, orange afro. His hair. Oh man, these are a little frightening. I don't what was going on in this prompt. Okay, this first situation, I have no idea what this means. Ni C dot amin key. It has to be, it's a person, it's an artist, it's something, but I've never heard of it. So again, I'm gonna Google it. Because what's so awesome about this is if I Google this and I like what I see, this is a term that I can use in my prompts. But as I'm typing it in here, I'm kind of getting the feeling it might just be gibberish. Um, as I'm Googling it, I'm not getting anything. Oh, wait, I'm missing the C. Is it just a jumble of random letters? Okay. I'm not getting anything. Oh my God. This is interesting. This has never happened where I get something in the describe prompt that's just like gibberish and not anything. Or maybe I'm not understanding and it's abbreviation for something. Orange room with balloons, psychedelic portraiture. Jessica Drozen. So that's a person. Iconic rock and roll. Guy Billiao. So I'd imagine that maybe these people are like photographers. Guy Billiao. French artist and illustrator. Okay, I kind of like this. He has illustrations that are colorful. Oh, very cool. Let's take this name. And let's take his name and say style crystal and see what happens. Like I said, I don't love using artist names, but sometimes I would say if you don't know what an artist style is, sometimes that's the easiest way to get images that are close. But let's see if we get something that resembles his illustrations. I'm looking at them on my phone. And what else did we have going on there? Jessica Drozen. Photographer. She is a photographer. Yeah, very fascinating. You know, these are names and people that I probably never would have known or seen. Yeah, this is fascinating because this is not the style of this artist. He does more of a illustrative, not kind of 3D realistic. Although these are very pretty. All right. I don't think we had too many people with us in the live stream today, so I'm gonna maybe do just maybe one more, unless we have a few more folks join. I'm just looking to see if anyone has had any issue joining. No, I think it's fine. All right, so I'm gonna, again, if you're in the live chat, I'm using Describe today, so I need an image, and Midjourney is going to come up with prompts based on the image. So if you want to participate in prompting, you're gonna have to drop a link in the chat to an image, and then I'll download it and we can use it in here. But for the time being, I am looking through my photos to see what I want to use next. And I'm trying not to be redundant and use images that we used last week. At the same time, I only have so many on my computer. So let's see. Okay, here's one. All right, so this one is something else I made in Midjourney. It's not like in one of my NFTs or minted artwork, but just I think I might have fed it into Kyber to make a video. So let's go through and let's run each of these prompts that we got from Midjourney using Describe, and let's see what we like. All right, so start with the first one. Painting of a girl with stars and moons in the style of sci-fi anime. Oh, cool. Sci-fi anime. Probably would never combine these words together, but now I'm going to start. Intricate illustrations, light gold and purple, warm color palette, dark and intricate, tiny core. Ooh, interesting. Tiny core. Charming characters. All right, let's see if that has come through. Is this it? This is it. Oh, how cute. Tiny core. This top right is very similar, I would say, to what I put in there. Of everything that I see here, I probably like the bottom right and the top left best. But yeah, it's definitely it's picking up a lot of the design cues from my original image. So cool. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we get. Beautiful girl in a purple headband is in the night sky in the style of Ross Tran. I'd imagine that's an illustrator or painter. Bold. So we have a few other names here, probably artists. Manga inspired characters, luminous spheres. Oh, cute. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the resemblance of the original image, especially in the face. These are super cute. They're also adorable. I don't know which I like best. For some reason, the top right kind of stands out to me. Let's see what else we got. So this is the third one. Okay. An image of angel woman in space in the style of anime aesthetic. Charming illustrations, clock punk. Another interesting word I just didn't know existed. And look, we're getting like gears and stuff. Okay, and steampunk, I guess, is something similar. These are cool. This top right seems to have a lot of resemblance to the original. They kind of look like game characters or something. I love the hair on this bottom right. Very interesting. I don't know how it picked up angel necessarily from this, but I guess I could see it maybe. All right, and and here is the last one. So this one's probably the most different. Girl with white hair and a bright yellow dress. Fantastical elements, shiny eyes, anime art. Let's see, what do we have? Cool. Yeah, so a bit different. I'm probably seeing the most resemblance in these two on the left, but very nice. Okay, of everything we've done, I like trying to find a few. All right, let's look at a few closer. I like this for some reason. I don't know. It just, again, there's like this softness to it that I'm just digging. Then we had this, which is really cool. I like this, like, I don't know, superhero battle core, which, by the way, battle core is a cool one to use in prompts style, but it's still kind of illustrative. I really like how the hair is so wild. I think it's just fun. I like this. There's something about her little face that's just so precious and innocent. I think it's her nose and her lips. She just has the face of just such a precious, innocent, sweet little kid. And I just love this one. And those big eyes, too. And then the last one we had here, I thought this was cool. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the combination of colors. I like the swirly hair. I like how her nose and cheeks are rosy, and again, the big eyes. What time is it? Okay, we still have a little time. Maybe we'll do one more. If you're hanging out with me in the live chat, we're using Describe. So this is where Midjourney writes a prompt based on an image that you give it. I've just been using my own like previous Midjourney art in here so far, but if you're hanging out live, you're welcome to drop a link, and I'm happy to use your picture instead. I'm scrolling. Sorry it's taking so long. I'm scrolling through what I have on my computer, trying to find a good candidate for us. Okay, here's a cool one. I actually think this is fun. All right, so again, another Midjourney output. I don't think I minted this one. I definitely did post it on Twitter, I believe, but I thought it was cool, kind of like mask or futuristic type jewelry going on. And I thought it was cool that she had pink hair and that she was like outside, and you can kind of see like a blurry natural terrain behind her. So doing the same thing, just going through and generating based off all the prompts we got from Midjourney. The first one is a girl wearing pink makeup and jewelry in the desert in the style of Afrofuturism. That's cool. Made of rubber. Okay. Intricate use of hatching, fur affinity. I have no idea what that is. Meticulous detailing, cat core. Okay. Chrome punk. All right. So sometimes when I do this, I just, yeah, I get so curious that like I have to look it up and see what some of these things mean. What is fur affinity? I have no idea. What? Oh my God. Wiki Fur, the furry encyclopedia. Fur Affinity is the furry fandom's largest online community. Furry fandom refers to the fandom for the furry genre of literature, art, and entertainment. Also used to refer to the community of artists, writers, and role players, and general fans of the furry art forms. What does that mean? Furry animal. I'm like reading this and I'm like, is this some type of like sexual fetish? Like, what does that mean? Okay, goodness gracious. Let's see what we got. Is this the one that has that in there? No, this is a different one. Where's the first one? Where is it? Oh, this one. Fur affinity. All right, so these are really interesting and cool. Especially check this out. This like makeup and textures. Wow. Very cool. These masks are so cool. Very, very cool. And this is interesting. Look at this hair. It's like cyborg hair. Wow. I love this. It's like a it's like a do-rag, but not. This is probably my favorite. Let's look at that closer. That's so fun. All right, what else did we get here? So we got pink metallic girl with pink hair. Afrofuturism keeps coming up, which is interesting because that was not a term I included in my original prompt, but now kind of seeing and looking at it again, it's like, yeah, that's definitely the vibe. Intricate costume, desert wave. Okay, cool costumes for sure. What do we got here? Wow. I really like this one. I like when you can see a lot of texture in the hair. This is cool too. Like the facial embellishments. Check that out. With like the headphones going on. Wow. Goodness. Maybe the second one. And what do we have here? Actually, let's look at the prompt. Pink-haired woman in jewelry posing. Afrofuturism, again. Desert wave, okay. Intricate costumes keeps coming up. And hatching. I don't know what hatching means. Should I Google it? I've learned more words today than I probably have in years. Hatching. What does that mean? I don't get it. It's saying like birds coming out of its egg, but I feel like it's like maybe it's an art thing. What if I type art? Art style. Oh, I found it. Hatching. When lines are used at an angle to one another, cross hatching. Okay. It's basically using like lines to make texture in art. They call them hatched lines. Okay, so maybe that would explain some of them having like in terms of the jewelry and stuff they have on their face and the designs in the jewelry itself. Wow, cool. Very interesting. Check this out. This is so cool. I love the hair, or I don't know if it's a headdress, whatever it is. I'm really digging it. And then what we have up here. Yeah, I like the like facial jewelry. It's very interesting. And I think there was one more set for us to look at. So again, reminder, this was our, yeah, there's one more set for us. This was our input. And this was our last set. Pink hair woman with the headpiece. In the style of Afrofuturism inspired. So this was in every prompt. This definitely came through in the image. And Desert Wave came through a few times. Okay. Wow. These are really cool. The hair on this one, or I don't know if it's hair. I love this. The eyes are striking. This is really cool. Wow. More super dramatic hair. Loving the texture on this one. Very, 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 very cool. Like these are characters. These are characters in a movie or show or something that doesn't exist yet, but should. Like, incredible, incredible, beautiful. I love this. And I love how you can see the reflection of the desert in her jewelry. Oh my God, that's fire. This is so good. I love this. Obsessed. And what were the other ones that I was feeling? This outfit. Killer. This hair. Edges. So good. So good. And then what do we have? Yeah, another one. It's just like the details kill me. It's just like, I don't know what's like, she has dirt on her face or something. I don't know. I love it. It just like, it works. It works. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, folks. Well, that's a wrap. I think I did maybe 4 or 5. I don't remember. At least 4. That is how you use Describe. It is really straightforward. In fact, it is so straightforward that I think this is the least amount of like documentation that they have for any of the commands. It's literally just 2 sentences. So yeah, it is that simple. You just type /describe and then you upload your image, and then it will give you 4 prompts based on the image, and you can go through and, you know, do your upscales and your variations the same way you usually would. All right, folks, it's a wrap. That was fun. It looks like next week we're gonna get into remix mode, and then we'll move into multi-prompts. So yeah, I will see y'all next Monday. If you joined late, these are recorded, and if you missed any of the previous 5 episodes before this, those were also recorded. And in the first one, we went through all the really basic stuff in terms of like plan types and, you know, how to use the imagine prompt. So this is very beginners friendly, and if you want to go back and start from the beginning, you can definitely do so. All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.